guys, it's Allanna here. Today's video is going to be so much information for you guys, but it is a super exciting video because I am going to tell you guys how to start a YouTube channel in 2019, but not just starting one, but how to start a successful one, because now it is more difficult than ever to start a channel and to keep on going and to actually be successful with it, considering all the different things that go into it. But also I thought this would be the perfect time to do this video because a lot of you guys watching are probably telling yourself, it's a new year. I told myself I was finally going to start my channel as part of my New Year's resolution. So maybe this video will be that final little push, you know, that you need to finally start your channel, and I am going to help you so much right now. I'm going to be giving you so much information and go into so many details about so many things, and most importantly, I am going to be answering a lot of questions that I have been getting pertaining to this topic. So I know this will be a video to help out so many of you, but with that said, give this video a big fat thumbs up, and with that said, let's go ahead and get started with the video. So the very first thing you are going to need to do before you do anything else is to ask yourself why you are starting your channel. And you need to be honest with yourself with this one, because this is where everything starts. Are you wanting to start it because to show your creativity? Are you just into filming and editing and maybe photography? Or are you wanting to do it as a hobby and just for fun? Or are you wanting to do it with the intention and goal of making money? The second step is, once you have figured out and been honest with yourself as to why you are starting your channel, then you can make realistic expectations and goals for yourself according to the purpose of your channel. So for example, if you're doing it just to show off your creativity, it's more so for fun, and maybe the point of that isn't so much for growth, you know? You're just doing it for fun. Growth doesn't really necessarily matter so much to you. If you are starting your channel to help out others on various topics, then at that point you can expect to be making a lot of videos and content based off of what other people want to see, rather than more so what you want to put out and what you want to make videos on. Then if you are doing your channel just for fun, this is the most common one, and this is how most successful channels honestly start out. This is, you know, just for fun. You don't really have a main purpose of it. You're actually enjoying yourself. You're actually putting out content what you like, you know, and of course this is what most people like to see because it's very authentic and real. And like I said, this is where most channels start off from. Your main intention isn't really for the money, you know, you just kind of see where it goes. But of course, you're really, if this is your intention, you're doing it for yourself and for your own enjoyment, and people will like to see content already made out there. So if you really are doing it for your own passion and enjoyment, this will be great overall in the long run. It'll help you actually want to continue with your channel. Finally, if you are starting your channel with the intention or goal of wanting to make money, like that's the main reason you want to start your channel, you should automatically expect that this is going to be the hardest, and it is going to be the least fun, because considering now with all YouTube's new standards for everything, monetizing your video, making monies, it's so much harder now. This is not going to be as much fun for you. It will take forever to actually get to that point, you know, and you will not enjoy yourself as easily. Most people who start their channel just because they want to make money don't end up actually continuing on with it and just give up because, you know, it's not authentic. And the other thing is, you know, it's okay if you want to start your channel to make money, but it will be a lot harder for you to be very authentic in your videos. So of course, if you are going that route, just don't expect the money to start rolling in right away, because I wish it worked that way, but it just doesn't. So of course, then once you find out the main motive behind why you're doing your channel, then you need to figure out what kind of content you're going to be making, because of course, your content is everything. So what you should do for this is, I recommend going and writing down a list of your very top things that you love and are into and are passionate about, and if these can be things that really interest you, some hobbies, then those should be your main things that you can very easily make content about. And of course, I 100% recommend that you make videos and content on what you love, because that way that love for that will show through in your videos, and when you actually are loving what you are making, it will keep you actually wanting to stick to your channel, and this will help you out so much more in the long run, which of course is the purpose or main goal of starting your channel to begin with. So of course, doing all this will help classify what type of channel you are and what type of channel you will have and what your niche is. So of course, now that you know what you want to make content on, you need to know how you are going to attract an audience. So going back to the whole niche term, niche is kind of like a category, you know, or type of videos you produce. But like I said, once you find your niche, that is your audience. So for example, if your channel is a makeup channel, your niche is makeup. Your audience is exactly that. Your audience is people who love makeup and they will want to see any and everything having to do with makeup. Now also keep in mind niches like makeup or gaming or, you know, reaction videos. That's a very broad niche, and which is even better. Rather than limiting yourself to a very specific little niche, it is better to have a broader one, so that way you will target an even larger audience rather than something super specific. So then of course it only makes sense if you have a broader, larger niche. This gives you more wiggle room as to what you can make content on rather than limiting yourself. But on the contrary, I do recommend when you first start off your channel, start off with something a little more small and specific, such as, you know, maybe DIYs. Like when I first started my channel, that's what I strictly did, was DIYs. That way you can have your own kind of like experiment time period right there. You can figure out what you need to do, you figure out how to even attract any type of audience, period. Then from there you can branch out, you know, maybe rebrand and change the direction of your channel, go bigger, a more larger niche, you know. Of course, always start off small, figure things out, and then work your way up. Then the next step, of course, is to plan your videos and be consistent, and it even helps so much more to be on time with trends. So of course, when it comes to planning your videos, you're going to plan what you're going to film, what the video is going to be about, the main point of the video, and giving yourself a time frame and taking time out of your day for when you're going to film. And I promise you, when you actually plan out your video, the video will turn out so much better in quality. You will be happier with it, and people will notice that too. So with that said, I highly recommend coming up with some sort of posting schedule, because of course, if you're just randomly posting videos here and there, maybe like one video one month, a couple the next month, like here and there, just randomly posting things, people aren't going to know when to expect your videos. And you know, if you think about it, it's kind of just like a TV show. You know, a TV show, they advertise we are posting on this date, this time, and it's every week, so that way people know when to expect that show and they can plan, take time out of their day to go and watch that show. You know, having videos and posting videos and having a channel is basically that same concept. So when people know what to expect, then they can get excited for when your next video is going to come out. And of course, you want to build any sort of excitement for your videos and in channel that you can, because of course, that's what builds an actual loyal audience and keeps people coming back. So of course, the world is constantly changing and new trends are always like popping up pretty much every day. You know, one thing just comes up randomly the next day and could be gone the next. But the point of me telling you this is, of course, staying on top of trends and posting videos and making content relevant to those trends will help you so much gain quick attention to your videos and to your channel. But of course, there are a bunch of other analytics that go into gaining audiences and like keeping those people coming back. That factor and staying on trends will definitely help with that. And of course, you don't have to post videos on things that are always trending, but of course, anything that helps gain attention helps. Now I will finally get to the big thing that everybody always asks about and has so many questions on and everybody always wants to know, and that comes to actually filming, editing, and equipment for making videos. Now I'm going to break it down, the next information, into those three categories. So the first category I'm going to talk about is filming. Now I cannot say this enough. You do not, I repeat, do not need a camera in order to film videos and make content on YouTube. I always get people asking me like, oh, what camera do you use? I've had so many, like countless people ask me, and they're like, oh, just like I want to know because I really want to start a channel, but I can't because I don't have a camera. And my response is always the same. why wait? You don't need a camera to start a channel. When I first started my channel, for the first 2 years I had my channel, I did not have a camera, you know? I figured things out. I worked things out perfectly fine. You do not need a camera. So of course, since you don't need a camera to film videos for a channel, I'm going to tell you, of course, other ways or things you can use to film. And a huge thing people don't even realize is that iPhones film great quality videos. Even the iPhone 8 records in 1080p, that is HD video right there, and both the iPhone 8 and iPhone X are capable of even filming in 4K, which obviously is not necessary, but that should just tell you right there just the amazing quality that they're able to film in. And of course, I would say iPhones that came out within the past couple of years all film great quality. So with that said, for the first 2 years that I had my channel, I didn't even have a camera. I started off filming and making videos on my really old iPad that I had, and then about 2 years later got a little upgrade and ended up getting a newer iPad, which if I remember correctly, I believe it was like the iPad Air 2 or something like that. So that was an upgrade for me at that time. It filmed way better quality stuff and I edited on that too. That was how I made all of my videos. And then shortly after that, I ended up finally getting a camera. It was a Nikon camera. I honestly don't remember or know the like make or model of it, but it was great for taking pictures at the time, but for videos it wasn't as great, so I actually chose to film with my iPad over that camera. So that shows too that, you know, just the fact that you have a camera doesn't automatically mean that, you know, your quality or your videos are going to be better, because I continued to choose to film with my iPad over that camera. So a third reason as to why you do not need a camera to start a channel is because having a brand new channel and not knowing anything about filming or editing and having a brand new camera not knowing how to use it is not going to help you at all. So next, of course, I will be going over things that you guys can use to film with and things that I know of or would recommend for you guys to use. So of course, starting from the very like beginner level and the most accessible item would of course be an iPhone. As I mentioned before, any iPhone that came out within the past couple years I would say is a go as far as good filming quality, and everyone has a phone, you know, they're super accessible. Don't really, like, it honestly doesn't require you spending any extra money, no out-of-pocket money. So of course, along with the iPhones, the newer iPads, it's the exact same situation there. They have some great quality filming as well. So then starting off with the very beginner level as far as cameras would be the Canon G7X. Now this is the vlog camera that just about every YouTuber has. It is not a DSLR camera, meaning it does not have a detachable or interchangeable lens. So of course, this is a very basic camera to start off with. It will help you learn camera basics. And as far as price range for this camera, I was able to find deals for about $530 just for the camera, anywhere up to, I believe the highest I saw was $700 for a bundle deal for that camera that also came with some extra equipment. So then once you're getting to the more intermediate or a little bit more advanced levels of cameras, and once you actually learn all the different manual settings and how to work settings according to what your situation is and what you need, I would recommend the Canon T31. And this camera is great because it does have the flip out screen, which is amazing. You know, that is a must for people when they're filming themselves. You can see yourself, like I can see myself right now, but this is a very great starter camera for a DSLR. This is a very great transition camera from a regular camera to a DSLR. Again, DSLR meaning this has detachable lenses. And price point for this camera, I was able to find deals as low as $200, but that's for body only, no lenses included in that, anywhere to $580, just depending on what kind of lenses you want to purchase with that camera. So then moving up another step as far as cameras, and the camera that I actually have and use, which is a question I have been getting asked a lot. So this question I will be answering right now as far as the camera that I use, and it is the Canon EOS Rebel T6i, and I cannot say enough how much I love this camera. It is very similar to the Canon T3i. It is a bit more expensive in price range, but the difference is it is a little bit more advanced as far as settings. It does have the flip out screen. It is a touchscreen flip out screen, has autofocus features, and the great thing that I love about the autofocus as far as when recording is the autofocus is silent. You do not hear it, so that way you do not have to worry about hearing your camera focusing during your videos, because I do know that is a problem that some cameras have. So the T6i is amazing for that. You will never have to worry about it. It is external microphone compatible too. I do have an external mic on mine that I always use. So this camera is literally my baby. It has done everything amazingly that I need it to do, and it's just great for everything, both video and pictures. So finally, price range for this camera, I was able to find deals anywhere as low as $600 all the way up to $850. Then just one final camera that I do want to mention and talk about that is another level up from the one that I currently have would be the Canon 80D. Now, I do not actually own this camera, but I have worked a lot with it, and it is amazing. Again, it's another DSLR. It is more expensive in price range than the one that I have, but you know, if you're starting to get really advanced with your knowledge in cameras, you know, maybe that is the one for you. I use both the T6i and the 80D in other situations that I have been in because, like I said, I don't actually own one personally. Now I will talk about things to edit your videos with. So of course, I'm going to start off back at the beginning, very basic, easy things, and I will first talk about things that you can use and things that I have used to edit with. So first I'll start off things you can use to edit on your iPhone or iPads. The very, very basic beginning one, if you know absolutely nothing about editing and you are just getting into it, of course, would be iMovie. It is free, comes with Apple products, so that one is very, very basic. You know, it will kind of get yourself into the editing world, but it doesn't allow too many options as far as editing. One little extra step up from iMovie would be Video Shop, and this app is also free too as far as Apple products. I'm not sure as far as other products because I've only ever owned Apple, so this is another great video editing app for both iPhone and iPad. It does offer more options compared to iMovie, a little more free range. Then finally, the best app that I would recommend as far as editing with iPhone or iPad would be CUTECUT Pro. This was the one app that I used the longest, and I would say this is the most advanced as far as apps to edit with. This app is actually $5.99, so you know, it is very cheap as well compared to when you move up to the next step in editing, but this thing definitely has the most free range out of all three of these apps. And once you find that, you know, there's some things that you want to do but you can't do with those other apps, then I would say that is the point in time to upgrade to a better app, and I highly recommend that one. I used that app for probably a year and a half for my videos. So then moving on from app editing to laptop and desktop editing softwares, then the next one I will mention that is a little step up would be Final Cut Pro. Now this is one that I feel probably most big YouTubers use, and I've seen so many of them talk about it, use it, and this one is actually a great one as far as beginning with video editing on laptops and desktops, because this is definitely more user-friendly as far as it has a lot of preset options for you that you just go and automatically apply to your videos. So it's great in that sense if you're just getting started on that type of editing softwares. But other than that, it is, you know, maybe more so intermediate level when it comes to editing softwares. It is price range for $300, which isn't too bad when you really think about, you know, editing softwares and something you get to keep forever. Again, you know, that is a good chunk of money though, so I would not recommend you go to that unless you are fully committed to your channel and know that you are going to stick with it, because again, that is a good chunk of money for a software. The final editing software that I will talk about and will answer another question that I get a lot as far as what I use to edit my videos, and this is definitely the most advanced software you could use for editing your videos, and it is Adobe Premiere Pro. Now this one is amazing. It is super user-friendly, but it is definitely one that you have to use once you really know your editing stuff, because unlike Final Cut Pro, Adobe Premiere Pro doesn't have any preset things. Adobe Premiere Pro is entirely manual editing. You have to know what you're doing. You have to already know like what the effects do, because like I said, it is the most advanced one. It is meant for advanced editing. It is used a lot for really professional production. You know, for example, Deadpool was edited using Adobe Premiere Pro, but as far as price range for Adobe Premiere Pro, it is $20.99 a month. It is a subscription. That is the only thing about it. It is a paid subscription, unlike Final Cut Pro where you just buy it and you have it. The reason why it is a subscription is because each year or each new update they come out with, it will automatically update yours, and that's what the subscription covers. But monthly it is $20.99 a month for students, and that is the student discount, and then regularly it is $52.99 a month. So, but that also includes, you get all of their other applications and softwares too in that bundle, which includes Photoshop, Illustrator, After Effects. You get access to all of that. So it really sounds like a lot of money, but it is so worth it. You will have everything covered. You can have things to edit your videos, your thumbnails, literally anything you need. But again, this is definitely once you really know your stuff and are really committed to your channel. Then the final category that I will talk about as far as production of your videos is of course lighting. Now, the very basic, most accessible, cheapest, free source is natural lighting. Natural lighting is always the best lighting. You know, you can choose your setup, go and film in front of your window, like sit on your bed if you maybe have that next to your window. I know so many YouTubers that do that, so they don't even ever have to pay to buy lighting because they just use natural lighting. It always looks the best, you know, most appealing to the eye because, you know, once you get into actual lighting equipment, then you have to know how to properly set that up so that way it doesn't look too harsh. Then the next step up from natural lighting, and this is the best option for you if you are probably filming with an iPhone or iPad, and they actually make little ring lights, attachable ones that will go onto your phone or iPad, and I was actually able to find some on Amazon. They're about 20 bucks. Then when you upgrade from those type of little ring lights to actual ring lights, full-size ones that come with stands and camera mounts, these range anywhere from $80 to $100 that I was able to find, and these are really great starting off, you know, with lighting equipment. Then for the most advanced type of lighting that there is, it would be softboxes and umbrella lights. Now this is what I use and have now, and these range anywhere from $100 and up. Now these are the best type of lighting equipment because softboxes soften the light, of course, and you just have so much more control over your lighting in that situation. But again, you know, that is a different level of commitment to your videos and all of that, and you know, more knowledge to put into having that equipment and knowing how to properly use it. So the final thing that I do want to just discuss with y'all about starting a successful channel, and the key to being successful, is knowing that you are going to have to put yourself out there. You are going to have to promote yourself a lot, and when you do this, you should be 100% proud of what content you are putting out there. If you're not going to be 100% proud with it, then you shouldn't put it out there. That's the rule of thumb I go by. I always want to be 100% proud of what I put out, which is another reason why I'd rather wait another week to put out a video and be 100% proud with it rather than putting one out just to put it out, because I might regret that later on or think I could have done a better job. But again, you know, be proud of it because a lot of people are going to see this, or at least that is the goal. That's what you want, is a lot of people to see this. So be proud of it. Along with promoting yourself, you really should be yourself in your videos. That way you are attracting people for who you are, not some other person that people think you are but isn't really you. Also, be prepared for some negative comments out there. You know, YouTube is a social media platform. It's just bound to happen at some point. Maybe there will be someone who gives you a negative or hateful comment, but you know, you need to learn to just brush those off, have a thick skin. So if you let those things bother you, then you know, it's going to be really hard for you to be on this platform. But keep in mind, there is a difference between just negative comments and constructive criticism. Constructive criticism is a really good thing to get from people, and those are things you should actually consider and keep in mind compared to hateful comments. You know, there's a difference, but be able to learn and be able to handle both of those. That is it for today's video, guys. I know that was a whole lot of information, but I really hope this helped you guys out and gives you that push and finally helps you start your channel for 2019. Be sure to give this video a big fat thumbs up, and don't hesitate if there are any other questions you have, or maybe something specific that I did not address in this video and you would like to know, comment it down below and I will go and respond to it and help you guys out with that, because you know, everybody just has so much questions when it comes to YouTube and having a channel, so I would love to discuss those with you guys. But be sure to subscribe to my channel if you have not already, and turn on my post notifications so you never miss any of my videos. Go and follow me on Instagram. My username will be down below. Also, I want to take a second to just recognize my favorite comment from my previous video. Now, this comment, when I read it, just made me so beyond happy to, you know, do what I do and to do my channel. It really made me realize that, you know, like, I appreciate you guys so much and that people really do look up to what I do. So, you know, I hope you know, like, reading your comment really made my day. But with that said, that is it for today's video. I love you guys so much. I will see you next time. Bye bye.